Okay. Rita, are you here? Yes. Okay. Perfect. All present. Now that if the calendar is covered, let's begin with the questions. Does anyone here heard about passive voice before? Who, me? Okay.
I think it's when the focus is the unaccent kind of the person doing it.
That's absolutely right. The passive voice is when the object of the actions from the sentence becomes more important rather than the subject performing the actions. So, for example, instead of saying the chef cooked the meal, we would say the meal was cooked by the chef. In this case, we focus on the meal, not the chef. Great stuff, everyone! Let's dive into today's lessons. Before we get into a deep stuff, let's do a little challenge to get our brains warmed up, okay? I will give you a scene from Harry Potter, and I want you to identify which part is in a passive voice. Wait a minute. Pay attention, everyone. Ready?
You see, Cedric Diggory was murdered by Lord Voldemort.
I will ask.
The Ministry of Magic does not wish me to tell you this. But not to do so, I think, would be an insult to his memory. Now, the pain we all feel at this dreadful loss reminds us. While we may come from different places and speak in different tongues, our hearts beat as one.
Okay. Does anyone here can identify which part is the passive voice in this scene? Okay, for me.
The passive voice is Cedric Diggory was murdered by Lord Voldemort.
That's right. That's absolutely right for me. In this scene, a passive voice is when Dumbledore said, Cedric Diggory was murdered by Lord Voldemort. In this case, the actions happening to Cedric, and the door, the person that doing the actions, is Lord Voldemort. And in passive voice, we focus on the persons or things doing the actions, the Cedric, rather than the person carrying out the actions, the Lord Voldemort. Okay, alright, now that we warm up, let's talk about how passive voice works. It's really simple when you break it down. Look at this, everyone. Pay attention to me, okay? When we change active sentence into passive sentence, we can follow this step. And first, number one, the subject of the active sentence becomes the object in the passive sentence. Number two, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject in the passive sentence. Number three, the verb to be is act. And then when we use the past participle form of the main verb, sometimes we add the adjective, the drawer of the accents. But it's often optional when we use. Okay? You understand? Let's go to the example. These are the examples from different tenses. The first is present simple tense. This is the structure. Subject followed by to be, am, is or are, and followed by past participle, and the last followed by the adjective, but it's optional. And for the example, the teacher explained the lessons. It's an active structure, right? So, the teacher's subject changed into an object. So, in passive sentence, the lesson is explained by the teacher. And for possible tense, this is a structure. Subject, was, and were, and followed by past participle, and then followed by the adjectives. This is the example. In the active sentence, the students complete the assignments. And in passive, it will be the assignment was completed by the students. In this future tense, same structure, but after subject, it's followed by will be. Okay, pay attention. Followed by past participles, and then followed by the adjectives. But again, it's optional. This is the example from future tense. In an active sentence, the chef will cook the meal, just like I mentioned before, And the chef is the subject in active. But in a passive, the chef is an object. Okay?
Okay.
You understand all?
Understand.
Okay. So as you can see, in the passive voice, the focus shifts from the door into the action itself or the object, and the verb to be is changed based on the tenses. So if present, we use is or am, and if a past, we use was and were, and if in the future, we use will be. Okay?
Okay.
And the passive voice is often used in the formal writing too. For example, in scientific writing. And when we want to emphasize the action or the object. For example, we might say, the homework is completed. Instead of saying, I completed the homework. Because we don't care who did it, but we care about the homework is being finished. Understand all?
Understand.
Okay, let's do some guiding practice. I will give each of you a sentence and I want you to change the sentence from active into a passive sentence, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with you, Fumi. The sentence is the children play soccer every Saturday. What do you think the passive version would be?
Soccer is played by the children every Saturday.
That's absolutely right for me. You've got it right. The active sentence soccer is an object, but in passive, it becomes a subject. So the adjective is placed in present tense of to be, followed by the past participle. Now listen, let's try the other one. Here's your sentence. The students write reports every semester. What do you think passive voice will be?
Reports are written by the student every semester.
That's right! That's absolutely right! And now Rita, it's your turn. Here's your sentence. The dog eats food. Can you change it into a passive voice?
Food is eaten by the.
Good! Great job, Rita, you've got it. The object food becomes the subject in a passive sentence because we change the verb eats to is eaten. So it means using current form to be for present tense. Okay? Well done, fantastic! Now I want us to look at a few more examples with different tenses. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. Alright. Here's an active sentence in the past simple tense. The workers built the bridge. Who will try? Fumi again.
The bridge was built by the worker.
Great job, Fumi. Okay, great job, Fumi. Notice how we change the built into to is built. It means it happens in the past. And here's another one in the future tense. The team will finish the project. Who will try?
Me, ma'am.
Okay.
The project will be finished by the team.
Perfect! You're all doing great! The verb will be excused for future. And followed by past participle of be. Now that we've practiced changing the verbal sentences into the passive voice, let's move on to the next activity. And I will give you for the last few minutes of our lessons, I'd like you to create a short paragraph including 3 or 4 passive voice. Okay, now it's time for you to try your own writing with some passive voice in that paragraph. Okay, I will give you 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes to write down the paragraph. Let's start. Oh, I forgot it. Everyone, using these words, okay?
Okay.
The car, the chair, the songs, the picture, and the homework. You can choose one. Let's go from now. 3 minutes. Give you 3 minutes.
Do you need any help from me?
Good. Okay. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left.
If you are need any help, please tell me, okay?
Three or four passive voice in one paragraph. 2 minutes left. Have done, everyone?
Yes, Miss Agni.
Oh, alright. You have done.
Yes.
Okay. May I? Oh my god. Good. Oh my god, your sentence. Good for me.
Thank you.
It's a good everyone. May I? Thank you. The car was washed and dried by the worker. It was parked in the garage. The tools were cleaned after the car was fixed. Who is this? Lisa, oh my god, you're really good at your sentence. Your sentences are clear and the step is logical. Flow smooth. In logical order. And I like that you use it was in your second sentence.
Thank you, Miss Agni.
And also you're doing well with using, what is this? Were cleaned. Yes. To describe what happened to the tools after the work was done. Just remember, okay, everyone, it's okay to leave out the door if it's not important, if you don't need it, okay?
Okay.
And alright everyone, I've checked your sentences and you did a great, fantastic job. And I can see that all of you understand with a passive voice material. And I can see that. It takes practice, so keep using it when you write and you will get even better at it. Alright class, before we finish today, let's quickly recap what we've learned today about passive voice. Can anyone tell me, in your own words, okay, what is the passive voice is and how we use it?
I'll try.
Okay, for me again.
The passive voice is when the action is focused on the object or the recipient, not on the person doing the action. For example, the key was eaten by the child.
Yes, you're right. Great job for me. In the passive voice, the object of the actions becomes the subject. The door of the action sometimes we add with but. For example, the homework was completed by the students. Let's quickly go over the key points of today's lessons. Number 1, in the passive voice, the focus shifts to the object of the actions. For example, the lesson is taught by the teachers. And number 2, we use verb to be in the correct tense plus in the past participle of the main verb. For the example, the letter was sent by the manager. And sometimes, number 2, sometimes you don't need to mention the door, the one performing the actions, if it's not really important. For example, the food was served. It's only that. Excellent work today, everyone. You've all great job today, understanding and practicing the passive voice. Before we finish, any questions? Come on, anyone have questions before we finish? Okay, I think if there's nothing else, I will close today's lesson. Don't forget to keep practicing every day, okay? So you will get even better.